Hello, everybody. This is Brina, and I want to welcome you back to the Midweek Motivation. I hope you're having a great week. Before I get into the word today, I just want to share that if you ever want to go back to listen to past words, you can go to a couple of places. First, you can listen to them or watch them on this page, uh, my personal Facebook page. They are still there under videos, or you can go to YouTube and subscribe to the page Coach Brina Fields, and you'll find all the videos there if you ever want to go back and review some things that we've talked about before. All right, so the word for today comes from the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1, verses 8 and 9. And in the NIV, it says this: Remember the instruction you gave your servant Moses, saying, If you are unfaithful, I will scatter you among the nations. But if you return to me and obey my commands, then even if your exiled people are at the farthest horizon, I will gather them from there and bring them to this place I have chosen as a dwelling for my name. So, just a little backstory on what's happening here. So, the Israelites are in exile, um, and Nehemiah, as he's writing this uh, narrative, is in Babylon working for the king. And he has heard that things are not going well in Jerusalem, and he wants to return to help rebuild the city. The city has been destroyed. And he is now, in this verse that we just read, he's praying to God. And he's recounting what Moses told, or what God told Moses about the children of Israel. If they sinned, they would be punished, but if they return back to him, they would be restored. And so the word I want to share today is restoration. So God promised the Israelites that if they returned back to him, if they repented and turned back to him, that he would restore them back to the promised land that he had given them several centuries ago, from the time of Nehemiah. So what does this mean for us? What it means is God is a restorer. And so whatever it is that we may have lost, it could be from someone else's actions or even our own sin. God is a restorer. He can restore back what we've lost and even more than what we had before. It may look like the same thing that we had before. It could be in a different form, but we know that God is a restorer. And so this isn't just hocus pocus. We just can't say, okay, God, restore me. What does that look like for us? God wants us to be walking in his word, to be obedient to him, and to trust him and walk in faith that he can restore. He's not saying to the Israelites that I'm just going to restore you just because. He's saying you've got to turn back to me and then I will restore you. So that's the same for us. We have to walk with God. We have to follow his word, be obedient to his word, walk in faith, and walk in the promise that God can restore. And we may not know how God will do it, but we can, by faith, again, know that he is able to restore us and to give us even more back than what we had. I am a witness to the restoration power of God. I have watched how he's worked in my own life and has shown me that he is able to restore me to those things that I've lost in my life, those things that didn't turn out the way I thought they would. God is truly a restorer, but we have to walk with him and trust him and just be in obedience to what he has called us to do. So I want to encourage you today to trust God for your restoration. Trust God that he can do it. Trust God that he will restore because he is a restorer. So that is the word for today, restoration. Share this word with someone. Share it on your social media. Tell someone to follow us here on the YouTube channel that I mentioned earlier, as well as on my Instagram page. I encourage you to share this, especially with someone who might be going through a particular time where they feel like they've lost a lot, been there. And hopefully, this will encourage them to know that God is a restorer and we can trust Him to be that. So be blessed. Thank you again for tuning in today, and we'll see you again next week.